It's Monday, so let's work on some snacking cake. Today I've got a black cocoa cake with a cookie crumble topping. So for our dry ingredients, I have some flour, some baking soda, some baking powder, and then some salt. Then add in some black cocoa powder. In a separate bowl, I have some sugar, a neutral oil, I'm using vegetable, and then our room temperature eggs. I then have some buttermilk, some vanilla extract. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients to our wet, and then using a spatula, I'll get this mixed together. We'll finally take some hot coffee and add it to the batter, but you can also use hot water, and this will help intensify that chocolate flavor. The batter will be thin, but that is totally fine. We'll now prepare our cake pan. All right, so our oven's set to 350, so this will go in for about 30 to 35 minutes. Now we're gonna work on the cookie crumble that'll go on top of the cake. So I have some butter, a little bit of sugar. So now using a spatula, I'm gonna incorporate these together. I then have some flour, and then a little bit of that black cocoa powder. So then using a fork, I'll get this all incorporated. We can now see that our mixture is very dry and crumbly, which is exactly what we want. I have our oven set to 350, and I'm just gonna lightly press this down. And now this will go in the oven for about 20 minutes total. Our crumble was in the oven for about 20 minutes, so I'm just taking a spatula and breaking up those big pieces. So now we're gonna let this cool fully. Our cake was in the oven for 30 minutes, and using a cake tester, it comes out clean. So now we're gonna let this cool fully before we start working on the frosting. We're now gonna take out the cake. And so while this continues to cool down, we'll work on the frosting now. We'll be doing a vanilla buttercream frosting, so I have some butter here. Next, I have some powdered sugar. Now with it nice and crumbly like this, we can add in our heavy cream and our vanilla. Start with a tablespoon of vanilla, a little bit of heavy cream, and then a sprinkle of salt. So we have our cake layer. We'll now take our buttercream frosting. And finally, I have those cookie crumbles that we made earlier, so now I'll add them to the top. And now for the best part, I get to eat a slice. The cake is super moist and you get a really strong chocolate flavor from adding the coffee. The frosting is nice and light, you get a hint of the vanilla, and then you have the cookie crumble on top. You can find the full recipe in the caption, and I hope you have a great snacking cake Monday.